Hello there again. Good morning, all my little beautifuls. Okay, let's put a little bit of light on the subject. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, beam me up, Scotty. There we go. Right now then, so I'm not going to keep repeating myself because we've got part 1, part 2, part 3. Now we're on part 4. Okay, my little beautifuls. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, because you know what I was doing? I was flipping over, running my tail, flipping rambling on. Do you understand what I mean? And like at the end of the day, not getting to the bloody point. Now then. So the point of the matter is that's all, you know, the talk about the longboats. Anyway, there may be some who are interested all over the world, okay, wherever you are. See, there will be some who are interested in the old longboat. But it's just something that I just wanted to get you all to spare a little bit of thought about. For those of you who maybe wanted to purchase a house in the future, why don't you purchase a longboat? Do you understand what I mean? Where you won't have all the bills. Okay, and you can do things at your own leisure. Okay, so please take a look on YouTube, longboats and all that. Okay, you'll see what you have to do if it's second hand or something like that, and what you have to do. Okay, now up until about, was it 6 years ago, I think the average longboat was about 25 grand, 25,000, but then you have to pay for it to be lifted out the water, put back in the water, you know, and in between that repaired, then all the repairs on top. So, you know, it can cost a pretty penny, to be quite honest with you, but it would all be worth it in the end, and you can also make a business out of it, okay? So it's just a thought. There we go. Do you see how the lights just went all of a sudden light then with what I've just said? That was not a figment of my imagination. That just happened, right? Anyway, let's get back to the matter in hand. So, my dad, right, when his dear wife was alive, oh, God love her, right? Anyway, that was flipping neglect medically. Your friendly flipping quacks, right? And that was a flipping locum as well. Anyway, right? So, they were both at the doctor's. We're going back some years now. And they were both at the doctor's, and, you know, so I'm still talking about Dolores Cannon, right, on my first part 1. Right, which I never put part 1, I just put, you know, a general conversation /info, right, which I should have put part 1, right. Now then, and what happened was, so my dad was with his dear wife, right, God love her, right, and she was waiting to have something done, you know, at the doctor's, and my dad all of a sudden said, he says, you know what, he said, I don't feel well, do you know what I mean? So she said, oh, you don't feel well? He said, no. So he said, I'm just going to go out and get some fresh air. Well, apparently there was some bars, you know, that you could, you know, hold on to, okay? But what happened to my dad, God bless him, right? Well, I mean, he's a 6'2", you know, I mean, I'm 5'2". Well, I used to be 5'3", but now I'm 5'2", right? And my dad is 6'2.5", and he's a bigger built gentleman. Do you understand what I mean? So he's not slim, skinny, like he's built, right? And, well, God bless him. Well, he just flipping dropped like a ton of bricks. Do you see what I mean? Now, the receptionist and the doctors and everybody had seen what happened, okay, and even those in the doctors, you know, through the glass, through the doors and everybody could see he just went down like a flipping ton of bricks. Now, according to what my dad had told me, right, he said the strangest thing happened, Mia. And I said, so what happened, Dad? He said, all I could see, he says, was a bright light. See what I mean? And he said, and it was so beautiful. You know what he said? He said, I never wanted to come back. Look at that. So, shoulders going up. He said, I never wanted to come back. I said, didn't you want to come back? He said, no. He said, because it was so beautiful. He said, for the first time in his life, he said he felt peace. Look at that. Felt peace. Anyway, what happened was, he's seen the light for so long, yes? And then he said that it's like the light was moving away, so it meant that he was pulling back to come back into his bodily form, you know, because you must remember that we're all vessels. Do you understand what I mean? So we're on this earth, we're all vessels, so what you see of us, we're a vessel. Do you see what I mean? So when we leave this earth, which I know all about this anyway, right? But when we leave this earth, we go off to somewhere else. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? But it was so very, very what Dolores Cannon was talking about. But I know all about this. I've even had out-of-body experiences myself when I used to go to a circle many, many, many years ago. And unless somebody said, oh, you do not know what you're talking about until you actually do it, it's unreal actually. It's flipping mind-blowing. You know, when you actually see yourself sat down and you have that out-of-body experience. And I've actually had a couple of them where I've been asleep and I could see myself like hovering above. It's something, it's so hard to explain it to you. Do you understand what I mean? But anyway, it's flipping amazing. Absolutely flipping amazing anyway. So my dad woke up, God bless him, with, you know, his dear wife, God love her, slapping his face, you know, because his name's Chris. Like, Chris, wake up, you know, wake up. Do you see what I mean? You know, and everybody come out to see if he was all right and everything. Well, anyway, as it turned out, it was all to do with his, was it his bloods or something, and, you know, something was low. So, you know, so he had to flipping be carted off to flipping, you know, wherever. So the fact of the matter is, that was that, but he just said, you know, with the white light. So when Dolores Cannon was talking about that, you know, it triggered something in my mind, and I thought, yes, I remember my dear dad talking about it. Do you understand what I mean? So it is very true, and it does happen. Anyway, so you have near-death experiences. Okay? I do not even like the word death, but I mean, of course, you know, we have to use that. But anyway, well, I mean, I had a near-death experience, I did, back in, when was it now? 2012 it was, right? And what happened was, so I'm driving my bairns, you know, my little daughters to school, as you do, right? And, well, for whatever happened, because I'm going to have to cut the video off again very shortly and I'm going to have to restart it. But what happened was, it was the most flipping oddest thing that took place. But anyway, I ended up where I put my foot on the accelerator, and then, of course, this other car just went bang straight into my car. And then before I knew it, the car was spinning all over the flipping road. Everybody could see, so there was queues of flipping cars, yes? Now then, what I am going to say, and this is where I believe in angels, okay? Because what happened was, I'm telling you now straight up, and the fire service and the old bill, the police, none of them could understand it. See, I never held on to the steering wheel. I let the car do what it needed to do. Do you understand what I mean? Instead of make the situation flipping worse. And you're never going to guess what it did. Parked itself up in the road where I was meant to be going, right? Parked itself up to face the main road where the accident had taken place, and it was parked immaculately. Now, it wasn't me who parked that car. And the old bill and the fire service said, well, I said, I never did a thing. And that's what happened. Anyway, I'm going to cut the video off and then I'm going to start it again. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute, my beautiful little babies. God bless, and we'll take off from where we left off. Much love.